So, you've probably seen this term AI agent popping up all over the place, right? Everyone's saying it's the next big thing, even bigger than chatbots. But what does that actually mean? Well, that's what we're going to break down. We'll get into what an AI agent is, how it works, and why, honestly, it's such a massive leap forward for AI.
Okay, let me start by asking you a question. And it's a big one. Kind of sounds like sci fi. What if your AI knew what you needed before you did? I mean, imagine an AI that doesn't just sit there waiting for you to tell it what to do. It actually anticipates your needs and offers to help before you even think to ask. That's the future we're talking about. And it's all built on this idea of the AI agent.
And look, I really want to be clear here. This isn't just some small software update. We're talking about a fundamental change in how we interact with technology. It's really the difference between having a tool and having a genuine partner.
Right now, most of the AI you use is what we'd call, well, reactive. Think about it, right? You ask a question, you get an answer. You give a command, it does the thing. It's super useful for sure, but we're always the ones driving. This next generation of AI, though, it's all about being proactive. And that changes everything. So, to really wrap our heads around this, we got to go back to the basics. What is an AI agent at its core? It's such a fundamental idea that, a lot of AI textbooks literally start with this exact concept to define what AI even is. Okay, let's break this down, because it's actually really elegant. An agent perceives its environment, so that could be through a camera, a microphone, you name it, even just text on a screen. Then it takes actions, all by itself, to achieve its goals. It's this beautiful, simple, but super powerful loop. See, decide, and act. Now, you might be thinking, okay, why does this definition even matter? Well, for starters, it completely sidesteps all those messy philosophical arguments about consciousness. We're not talking about feelings, we're talking about behavior. And because it's about behavior, you can test it. You can actually score how well an agent is doing its job. Plus, it gives everyone, from computer scientists to economists, a common language to work with. It's super practical. All right, so if an agent is all about perception and action, how does it actually decide what to do, from one moment to the next? It really comes down to two key components. I like to think of them as its mission and its rulebook. First up, you've got the objective function. This is the big one. It's basically the agent's ultimate mission statement. A better way to think about it is like a scorecard. Every single goal the agent has is baked into this function, and every move it makes is an attempt to get the highest score possible on that card. And this self-driving car example, it's perfect. It shows you just how complex this mission can get. The car's objective isn't just drive, right? No way. It's this constant, super delicate balancing act between speed, safety, following the law, and even making the ride smooth and comfortable for you. It's juggling all of that every single second. Okay, so that's the mission. Now for the rulebook. This is called the agent function. If the objective function was the what, the goal, the agent function is the how. This is the nitty-gritty decision-making logic. It looks at the entire history of everything it's ever perceived and uses that to pick the very next action that'll get it closer to its goal. Okay, so now we've got the building blocks, right? The agent, its mission, its rulebook. Now we can get to the really cool part. The part that's a total game changer. This massive leap from reactive to proactive. I know it looks like a simple distinction on paper, but trust me, the difference is huge. A reactive AI, it's like a hammer. It's powerful, but it just sits in your toolbox until you decide to use it. A proactive AI, on the other hand, sees you trying to hang a picture and just hands you the hammer. It anticipates the need. Let's make this really concrete. Think about the way things work now, the reactive way. You get an email, say from Sarah, about a meeting. So what do? You have to stop what you're doing, open up your calendar app, hunt for a free slot, and then you have to tell your assistant, hey, can you schedule that meeting with Sarah? All the mental work is on you. Now check out the proactive way. The agent sees the exact same email from Sarah, but because it understands the intent behind the words, it takes the first step. It just pops up and says, hey, saw that email about a meeting. You want me to find a time for you both? Boom. The cognitive load is gone. The agent took the initiative. And this isn't just about saving you a few seconds. It's way bigger than that. Researchers have a great way of putting it. They say proactivity, quote, not only significantly reduces the cognitive burden on the user, but also identifies latent needs not explicitly articulated by humans. What that really means is the AI starts to see things you need before you even realize you need them yourself. It's pretty mind-blowing.
And this isn't just some far-off idea, They're already building this stuff. In one study, researchers actually trained an AI to be a judge. Its only job was to predict if a person would find a proactive suggestion helpful or just plain annoying. And get this, the AI judge was right over 91% of the time. That's huge. It proves we can actually teach an AI the difference between being helpful and being intrusive.
Okay, so what does this look like in the real world? Let's take a look at the kinds of agents that are already out there and also touch on the big hurdles we still have to get over.
I mean, we're already seeing this whole ecosystem of specialized agents just explode onto the scene. You've got agents that live inside business software, agents that do research for you, coding assistants, data analytics agents, even ones that can just browse the web and take actions on your behalf. Each one is its own little intelligent agent, fine-tuned for a specific job.
But let's be real, this is far from a solved problem. There are some massive challenges. The first big one is what researchers call the false alarm problem. Basically, how do you make an agent helpful without it being super annoying and interrupting you all the time? Then there's coordination. How do you get a bunch of these agents to play nice and work together? And finally, debugging. When one of these incredibly complex, autonomous things goes wrong, figuring out why is a total nightmare.
And that really brings us to the last and maybe the most important question we have to ask ourselves. For an agent to be truly proactive and helpful, it needs a lot of context. It needs to see our emails, our calendars, basically our digital lives. So as these agents get more and more powerful, we all have to figure out, where's that line? How do we balance genuine helpfulness with our need for privacy and control? That's the tightrope we're all going to be walking as we step into this new age of the AI agent.